So this is exactly how I managed to secure my very first vending machine location 5.5 years ago, and how you can secure your very first location too. Now, this isn't for people that are scaling up, people that are advanced. This is for people that are just starting out in the business and they're looking to get that first location through the door. They're looking for, how can I actually calculate a few things, a few metrics to be able to know, okay, this location, it does make sense. Now, in terms of how I got my very first location, like I said, it was 5.5 years ago, a very long time ago, when I was in university, and I was able to spot a sort of opportunity that had addressed, because there was no one providing beverages, food and snacks. There was nothing in terms of anyone providing that in the facility. The closest sort of supermarket, which we have over here in the UK as Tesco, Waitrose, Sainsbury's, all of that stuff, was about a 20-minute walk, and it just didn't make any sense for students to walk all the way down there to get to the high street, to then have to do a 20-minute walk all the way back. It just wasn't feasible, and also there wasn't enough time in someone's break to even do that if they wanted to in the first place. So, what are actually a few things that you can look out for when wanting to secure your very first vending location? The biggest one that I will like to drive through the door as much as possible is foot traffic. And if there's no people walking past, if there isn't people waiting, if there isn't people going in and out, if there isn't loads of staff members that are sat there, and they're going to have a lunch break, or they're going to wander over to the machine at some point, if there isn't loads of students having their lectures there, then you just simply won't make any sales. So having foot traffic come through the door, and of course having them in your building, your facility, having them being able to access your vending machine as well, because I feel like a lot of people, they just talk about foot traffic in this sort of like vending machine business very vaguely. It's like, what is it? Now, in terms of having foot traffic, it's all nice and well, because you can have 1,000 people coming through the building, but if they can't see your vending machine, if they can't actually see this box with, sorry for the bad drawing, but if they can't see that box there that has all the chocolates, has all the sweets, has all the things that they need, if they don't know where it is, and if it's not visible, this is the biggest thing, visible, then you just won't make any money. It doesn't matter how many people come through the door. Even if you get 1,000 people and no one sees it, like I just said, you just won't make money. So making sure you have foot traffic. In terms of numbers, what do you want to be aiming at? Now, you want to be aiming at anywhere between 80 to 100 people either walking through. You want to have about 30 to 40, even 50 people that are stationary in that building in terms of like staff, maybe students that always going to be there. And then there's always going to be extra people that are just going to be coming in and out, for example, visitors, open days, all that sort of stuff. Now, this is a very specific example in terms of my very first location, but this can be anywhere. It can be a gym, it can be a school, it can be an office, it can be anything that you want, that in terms of hitting them sort of numbers and analyzing and realizing that there's going to be foot traffic, there's going to be people that are going to be there for a while, etc., etc. Now, step 2, how you actually are going to secure these locations in the first place. And a lot of people, they think it's contracts, and it is contracts. Like, I'm not going to lie, there is a vast majority of contacts, and you have to speak to the decision maker. Of course, that is the most important thing, but to be able to secure your location and keep it on for years on end, especially like how I have done, then you need to be networking. Now, in terms of networking, I don't mean that you have to ask people what they do and what services they can offer and all of this stuff like that people teach you. No, all it simply is you come into that building, there might be a receptionist, there might be a security guard, any sort of staff member that you will always know will be there, okay? You're not just going to go up to a random lecturer, for example, in this university example, and just offer them free stuff. It doesn't make any sense, right? But people that are going to be there day in, day out. So your security guards, your receptionist, maybe a caretaker, someone that's cleaning. These people, you have to treat them right. You have to take care of them. Because even though it is the decision maker that's going to be making these decisions, these people, they still have influence. They're there in and out that building every single day. And you can get them on your side, right? You can get them to help you out. And all you have to do is give them some free stuff. So you can find and calculate what is your least expensive product. You then will give this to them for free every time you go into that building. Okay, maybe not every time, maybe every other time. You don't want to just have that expectation now where you walk into that building, now they're consciously expecting something for free. So you want to do it maybe every other time, every 3 times that you visit a building. But essentially, you want to walk in, you want to be kind, you want to be polite, you want to give them free stuff, you want to start building this relationship. Now I've got it to a matter of fact where in this specific location I've built such a good relationship with security guards that I have their phone numbers. If anyone ever messes with my machine, they contact me. If there's any big decisions that are going on in the building, they let me know first. So as you can see, I've built this sort of network further than just, oh, I'm giving you free stuff and you can look after my machine. These guys have now become almost friends, and they're bigger. Every time I go in there, I do take maybe 20 minutes out of my time and I have a chat with them. I update them and I get updated by them as well of what's going on, what's going around them. Maybe they've just had a kid. Maybe they've just had X, Y, Z. You want to say congratulations. You want to really sort of make these guys into friends, and they're gonna look after you. I promise you that. Now, the last step is what I briefly touched upon before. Actually, you want to network with all the sort of like more basic people in terms of decisions that are going to count everything overall. You want to be in and around your decision makers. Okay, now there is 5 different type of decision makers. Okay, so there's the brand centric, there's the multifocal, there's the aggregator, there's the risk taker, and there's a person that's cautious. Now essentially these things here, they're all just different characteristics and different sort of types of people that will make a decision and that are really at that sort of top end. In terms of how you can actually get to this decision maker, 100% do these people come in place here again. Because once you start building that relationship, you can actually go in person and ask, oh, so is it this person XYZ's name that I need to speak to actually make a decision on this? Or no, oh, this guy's just been fired and it's this guy now. Oh, okay, perfect. So who is actually a decision maker? Oh, it's not him actually, that's his boss. And he has a boss. And actually you need to speak to this guy. But firstly, I would advise you to speak to this person. So you can see how you can start sort of getting to that decision maker before you've even got there, because people at this sort of end on the spectrum, the decision makers here, they're busy people, right? They've got a million things to do. They don't care if you've got a vending machine. They don't care about your business. I'm going to just be honest with you. They simply don't care. They've got a million one things for them to do. They've got a million things, a million jobs, a million job tasks. They maybe have to look after a team. There's just so much things that they have to do. So for you to just walk into a building, for you to not have a relationship with anyone in that building, for you to just go directly to the decision maker and tell them X, Y, Z, and then for them to agree straight away, the chances in that happening is minimal. So that is why you will want to emphasize on this, building some sort of relationship with this person in here. And even if you don't secure this location, still try to actively pursue this. For example, if you've secured a location and then there's a few other ones around it that you've gone in and you haven't been able to, try and still keep this sort of relationship going with that security or that receptionist or whoever. And they will start to consciously or subconsciously rather recognize that you're the vending machine guy, you're the guy that actually should be in this building, you're the nicer guy. Because I guarantee you, when the big companies that have their big contracts, they go out there and they do all this stuff and they have their roots, they are not doing this, right? They are not going to say, oh, you can have this for free, because it's not their business. They can't even do that, even if they wanted to. Of course they're going to be polite, of course they're going to say thank you, welcome, and all of that good stuff, and obviously they're pleasers, but they are not going to be able to have that control to say, look, I'm going to give you this for free today, let's start building this relationship. So this is exactly how you can start building this relationship in here. So this is going to allow you to then get to the decision maker. From there, you can start pitching, you can start building a relationship with the decision maker. And I'll be honest, you might not have to, and to be honest, you might need more than one sort of appointment or one meeting to be able to reach a decision. It can take up to 3, 5 different sort of meetings to get this across. But always remember that if you get one deal across, that's going to be paying you for the next 3 to 4 years. Is that worth your time? Is that worth your hassle? For you to be making at least £500 every single month for the next 3 to 4 years? Well, for me, 100% it is worth the hassle. So make sure you're building out a relationship with these people here that is going to then naturally lead you to these people over here. And then, of course, have some common sense, have some sort of way of counting the foot traffic, go in person, go have a look at the building, and make sure you do your due diligence. Now, in terms of if you want to skip all these steps, you want to skip all these mistakes, and you want to get straight to the finishing line in terms of getting a location straight away, getting all the right contracts, having all the right paperwork, the permits, being able to speak to people confidently and know your business inside out, then go ahead and check the link below. Go ahead and jump on a call and see if I can help you. Now, I will warn you, I only take on 3 people every single month. And today, on this video, this is the 4th of March 2025. And I've already taken 2 people aboard. So make sure you go in and let's see if I can actually help you out.